hello. How are you? Welcome, Haley. Hi, Haley. How are you doing? So today I have actually decided to not actually have pin a book. I'm going to just wing it instead. I think I'm gonna wing it. I didn't normally on Tuesdays I just read any other wait, I think on Tuesdays let me see. Hi Jane, hello. So this was Monday. Okay, so Tuesdays I normally read from an anthology between stories in here from these two. So I read feminist texts, but today I'm not sure. I have actually, I just realized that I've got two books of the same author which I got at Jacana, and they're very tiny. I haven't even read them, so I'm wondering if, but I feel like they're very sad. I feel like they're very sad. One is For Want of a Totem, and the other one is Waste Not Your Tears. This is by a Zimbabwean author, Vivienne Ndlovu. I got them at the Jacana sale. They are published by Weaver Press, but I do remember I got them at Jacana. So I think Jacana does sell some of these authors' books. Vivienne Ndlovu is an Irish Zimbabwean writer who works for SAF AIDS in Harare. Her fiction includes For Want of a Totem and the short stories Homecoming in Writing Still, 2003, which was published in 2003, and Kurima in Writing Now, 2005, and Bare Bones and Women Writing in Zimbabwe. So she is a Zimbabwean author. Sad stuff make me cry too. So I don't have anything to read for you except Chimamanda. Which Chimamanda books do you have? Have you read? I actually picked up two books from the secondhand bookstore today. Or maybe I can find something happy in the feminist texts. But I have read it for you guys before. Oh, I never read Feminism Changed My Life by Gugulethu Mhlungu. This is from this one. But I actually prefer the newest book. Let me see if there is something that I actually liked. Oh, from Living While Feminist, Our Bodies, Our Truths. There is a friend who wrote an essay called It's Not Just Hair. Just hair in inverted commas. Her name is Mishumo Madima. I don't know if you guys have read Living While Feminist, Our Bodies, Our Truths. So maybe I can read from that. Let me see. It's on page 34. Are you guys into like your feminist texts, feminist work, feminist essays and stuff? I know, or at the back of the book, because this is nonfiction, at the back of the book, Sia Kumalo, the author of You Have to Be Gay to Know God, said a brilliant case for the inclusion of the Olympics in feminism, not the other way around, because Living While Feminist has been an extreme sport for a long time. And Carnita Hunter says, an enlightening read that makes you want to stand on a mountaintop and shout, Viva Feminism, Viva! Living While Feminist is powerful, real, and raw. So yeah, there's new writers in this anthology. I like it because of that. Desiree Lewis, Mishumo Madima, Tifanika Gure Mugo, Dawn Garish, Nubantu Shabangu, Helen Moffat, M.A. Warden, Nix McLean, Noah Slowman, Srila Roy, Owetu Makatini, and a whole bunch of others. So yeah, this collection takes us from an examination of skin, hair, to an exploration of pleasure, sex, and safety. It considers the way our bodies change, our health, and how we become who we are. It questions the way that institutions can trap us, how we can trap ourselves, and the importance of our hearts in all of this. It's bold and it's honest, and these writings ask questions more than they try to force answers. This book reminds us that feminism is dynamic, open, and ever relevant. I think it's a very important book to have. So yeah, I will be reading from It's Not Just Hair by Mishumo Madima. I'm getting my afro plaited, and the hairstylist doing it seems to have no regard for the 7-year-old her hands are yanking. I sit still though. From those first forced ponytails I received as a toddler, I learned early that moving around makes things worse and can ruin the end product. Tears are running out of my eyes, but beauty is pain, she comforts me. This is one of the cardinal rules of black hair. You remember it when the relaxer is burning your scalp, and sit a little longer so your hair can yield. And when the straight back cornrows give you an instant facelift. Even though you can't sleep that night because of the pain of laying your head on the pillow. You remember it when the weave itches so much you're using a stick to scratch your scalp. You remember it the day you're first surrounded by 3 pairs of Maasai legs and you're about to have a panic attack because you're locked in and there are 6 hands simultaneously pulling your scalp in different directions. In a world that considers beauty as a woman's most valuable asset, being beautiful can take the same amount of grit, tears, and frustration as a 9-to-5. We go to great lengths to look the part, even to the detriment of our scalps and hairlines. Oh, guys. Then there are the cues. Nothing beats the home affairs cue, but when it comes to equalizing spaces, waiting for a good hairstylist comes pretty close. It doesn't matter where you come from, how much you earn, or even worse, or even whose wedding you're rushing to. It's first come, first served. The salon next door may be cheaper and faster, but your hair simply can't afford cheating on your stylist. So you wait. The upside of the salon queue is how much town gossip you're able to catch up on. This is particularly useful for some of us who are sheltered on the quieter side of town and compelled to spend most of our free time at church. Hair salons are one of the few spaces where women from different walks of life meet. It allows us a moment to ourselves, to exhale, share our life experience, and learn from each other. There are tales of new boyfriends who come after the salon treatment to pay for the hairstyle. Stories of cheating husbands spending money on their side situations, leaving their wives so broke that she's recycling old weave. There are the town's bourgeois teaching us how to get money and spend it right with their designer bags, luxury cars, and the latest cell phones. Often, when they leave the salon, we debrief about them from tip to toe. There's advice on everything under the sun, which anyone can feel free to dish out. Some of my most awkward experiences were when I was in the salon with my strict conservative Christian mother. Her facial reactions to the conversation, particularly the sexual parts, would cause me to pretend as though I was not listening at all, but it was juicy. You hear everything in a salon queue, from short, blonde hair to a 26-inch Cambodian situation. I have explored it all when it comes to hair. Hairstyles can be so transformative. It's peculiar that different hairstyles attract different kinds of people. An eclectic blend for short blonde hair, blesser types for the 26-inch, and Afrocentrics when the Duke comes on. I found braids to be the most neutral. Despite being able to transform, my hair is mostly a reflection of where I am in life. It is a negotiated space, and some of the considerations I make before choosing a do are how much time I have, what I can afford, what season it is, and how much time I'll have in the morning for styling. Yeah. Natural hair is a site of resistance. This is not to say that other hairstyles are excluded from the struggle, but from Black consciousness to Black Panthers, civil rights to Winnie Mandela's iconic afro, natural hair is linked to the assertion and affirmation of Black women's bodies. The current natural hair revolution symbolizes an unprecedented coming back to ourselves and has served as a catalyst for many changes inside and outside of the hair industry. I see the beauty of the movement through my 9-year-old niece, whose hair has never needed to be anything other than what it is. I decided to go natural in 2012 because it had become clear to me that relaxed hair is dead hair, and dead hair eventually falls off. I cut off the few cat-like strands I had left and started over. YouTube was a great friend, teaching me about curl patterns, co-washing, washing your hair with conditioner so as not to strip it off its moisture, the leave-in oil cream conditioner LOC method for moisturizing hair, how coconut oil isn't everyone's friend, the sanctity of raw shea butter and Jamaican castor oil, and protective styling. With natural hair, the cardinal beauty is pain rule is replaced with love thy hair and know it well. Despite all the pampering and lying upside down to stimulate the blood cells in my hair, aka the inversion method, it doesn't get to shoulder length in 7 months like YouTube promised. Eventually, I learned to appreciate my slow-growing, strong tresses. And then, just like that, when I'm not even measuring anymore, a growth spurt. My hair journey and my feminist journey are in the same WhatsApp group, as I have sought the best expression and actualization of myself and dispelled any preconceived notions of who I should aspire to be. My hair has gone through the same transformation. Yeah, and that is Mishumo Madima, and she is a musician and gender studies student at the University of Pretoria, and she has a blog, and it's www.ndimishumo.com, and she is on Instagram and Twitter as Ndimishumo. So yeah, I think that was hair, yeah, because all the essays and poetry is sectioned into different parts, from skin, hair, sex, safety, change, becoming, health, institutions, and heart. So that is her feminism. And here's another one, Complicit by Jeannie, Wallace, McKeown. I can never stand outside my white skin or shed it, for burning, for vanishing. These systems have spaces to fit me, as long as I continue to fit them. I ask, how can I unfit myself? And she has an MA. Okay, so this is Jeannie Wallace McKeown, and she lives in Makanda with her 2 children, and she works at Rhodes University and has an MA in creative writing, and has published widely. And yeah, she's on Twitter as well. I love how I actually want to read from, because I still have a lot of time. I want to read from the 6th section, if I may. I'm just giving you a teaser, so you guys must go buy the book, okay? And my good friend Annalile Kibitseko also has an essay in here under institutions, and she wrote an essay on feminism in the church, the teachings and the unlearning. So I'm gonna read from, because I haven't read from the 6. Oh, I actually have. Yeah, I've read from I Should Like to Wear My Sexuality. Maybe I should read from Pleasure Junkie, Imungu, Kalevera, and that is on page 48. You guys must get the book. It's really, really awesome. I love it. And Jen Thorpe did a stellar job editing this and this one. So these are the 2. This one came in 2017 or 2018. 2018. Yeah, this was 2018, and this is this year. It's 2020. And if you follow NB Publishers, because this is published by Kwela, it's published by Kwela, but Kwela is an imprint of NB Publishers. So they have a podcast on, I think, all platforms, but I follow on Spotify, and some of the contributors in here have read from their essays. So you could probably listen to that if you want more nudging. Then you can get yourself the book, because it is available at all good bookstores. Okay, I'm going to read from Imungu Kalevera, who is a feminist, pleasurist, martial artist, and young women's rights activist who spends her time off work writing about and exploring better sex for women. Then that says, already got myself a copy. Yes. Awesome. How are you finding it? Have you started reading it? Maybe we can co-read and chat about it in the DMs. So this is Pleasure Junkie by Imungu Kalevera. I glance back to see if the nosy workmate sitting behind me is looking at my screen. Yeah, that's a nice way of grabbing a person, like when a story starts. I realize my relief. They are not at their desk, and I type yilang yilang and neroli oils for sex into my Google search bar. Also, side note, guys, don't search about things that you don't want people seeing on your screen on Google. Hey, Dr. Google, hey. I wait patiently. Okay, not so patiently, for all the results to show up. It's a slow internet day, so 2 to 3 seconds feel like a whole lot more. The first page loads, and after the relief settles in, I wonder why I feel so uneasy. After some deep yogic breathing, I remember that I am a queer sexual feminist who deserves her best orgasms. Thus, I proceed to read the top 3 articles. Yilang Yilang and Neroli had been recommended to me by B, my essential oils consultant, when I asked her which oils had the ability to heighten sexual experience for women. Why did I ask that? Well, I've always been a pretty sexual being, if all the sexual questions my friends ask me are everything to go by. But in my own journey, I'd been wanting to be more intentional about creating a physical environment within my home that helped make sex great. Previously, I just had sex in the way I imagine a lot of people do, making it largely about the act and how to be good at sex. And if I may say so myself, I am very good at it. If retention rate is anything to go by. Insert coy smile here. However, for this new phase of my life, I was looking into how to develop my own digital resource point for female sexual pleasure. I was focused on how to heighten the sensations of sex beyond just mastering cunnilingus techniques or finding erogenous zones. I wanted to learn how to expand and improve the total experience of sex, how to make my lover feel open and ready as soon as they walked into my home, how to make my bedroom a place where my soul and hers felt at peace and our bodies grew a silent urge to merge. But like almost all noble causes, this endeavor was even more important to me because of a woman. S. I am a pleasure junkie and I love to receive pleasure almost as much as I love to give it. I always have. My reconnection with S had been an unlikely one. We sort of lived in the same area, but it had been a little over 3 years since we graduated, and a large part of me had forgotten the tiny crush I had on her. I remembered S vividly enough from my university days as a very beautiful, smart, big-busted woman. At the time, I thought I wouldn't have a chance with her because she gave me the impression that she was a tad homophobic. That was until she started becoming a little too friendly over text, and now we are where we are, lovers. Zintatu is saying, Zintatu is laughing at the retention rate. Let me pause and see if there are any comments. Jane was reacting to the hair story essay that I read. Shea butter. Shea butter is not everyone's friend. I have to say that. Kumbu says hair is a struggle. Yep. Okay, yeah. This one I read. The Dadu says she got herself a copy. Retention rate. Oh yes, like. Okay. So now that she is back with her lover, let's see. Also, I love it when people are writing essays and they don't include people's real names. I don't know, like I feel like you giving off of yourself, but you still withholding, you know, like how Siswanke Msimang wrote about her children, but in her memoir, Always Another Country, but we don't know their names because it's just alphabets, you know? Yeah, I like that. So S. Now they are lovers. Sitting across from S on a lunch date one day, I heard her speak of all the sexually unsatisfying relationships she'd had with her cisgender heterosexual male partners. Excuse me. I'm thirsty. Okay, I have to read that again. Sitting across from S on a lunch date one day, I heard her speak of all the sexually unsatisfying relationships she'd had with her cisgender heterosexual male partners. It nearly brought a tear to my eye. We were worlds apart, and I knew I had to take the plunge and develop my online tool on female sexuality. This thing had been the stuff of my dreams for a couple of years. While S spoke of the male partners who'd never go down on her, I recalled a Canadian lover who wanted nothing more than to taste my lips down south. Thank you for the export, Justin Trudeau. While she spoke of having to bear the physical discomfort of a badly done doggy style, I remembered how my partners took the time to prepare my body until my vagina was supple, warm, and open before taking to more vigorous penetration. I mean, what sort of sex was she having? She was not the first straight person from whom I'd heard stories like this. These stories convinced me that queer women had better sex. Our first lunch date veered off into many topics, but I mentally circled back to S and the depravity she was living in. In the weeks since that meeting, I've taken the time to dive into even more material around female sexual pleasure, hence my foray into essential oils. This began as a way to help S start a new chapter, but it also had positive effects on me. S and I have had some of the most beautiful, intimate moments I have had the pleasure of experiencing in a while. I may not, at this point, be able to fully articulate why queer women have better sex, but the studies seem to corroborate the idea that lesbian women are out here living their best sex lives. Granted, the world is only now slowly tilting its head towards research into female sexual pleasure, and thank the feminist goddesses for the team who started OMG Yes, an honest, informative, research-based online resource to women's pleasure. Also, side note, you can read this book as well. It's right here. Dr. T's Guide to Sexual Pleasure, Sexual Health and Pleasure. I believe that in many ways we aren't getting as many orgasms as we can because of the patriarchal architecture around sex and the female body, as well as the shame we have been taught to attach to sex. Why don't you just show him how to do it? I've found myself asking my straight girlfriends every time we talk about their less than impressive sex lives, and their answers have become easy to predict. They say things like, I did, but he just keeps on doing what he likes. It's not that easy. You know men have an ego. How now? He'll think I'm saying he's not good. I tried and I gave up. These days I just let him do what he wants once so he can sleep and I finish myself off. So those are some of the things that straight women say. After hearing this too many times, I began to truly understand how pervasive patriarchy can be. Even our desire for pleasure seems to come second to the preservation of the male ego. I began to audit my own experiences with men, examining how I navigated them as a woman who primarily sleeps with other women. I've never expected my sexual experiences with men to be as fulfilling as those I've had with women. It's impossible. But as a woman who has always been rather straightforward and clear about what my body likes and requires, it was clear to me that even with most of my male partners, I was able to enjoy a beautiful erotic exchange because they knew me and they knew from the outset that my pleasure was as important as theirs. However, that wasn't the only factor. I also saw that in choosing my male partners, I tended to be very clear about sexism in a man, refusing to let that energy blend with my powerful feminist energy. It comes as no surprise then that the best sex I've had with a man was with a self-proclaimed feminist who engaged me in feminist discourse on the couch, in the shower, and most importantly, in the bed. My male partners, except for two who were just a bad idea, have been men who respected women beyond paying lip service to the idea of gender equality. These men have respected my being, my right to make my own choices. They've understood that my personal is political. I can't say that this is the formula for awesome heterosexual sex, but it's not a far-fetched idea to imagine that a partner who views you as an equal would be all the more willing to consider your pleasure as much as their own. A conversation I had with Ava, my hairdresser, about 2 years ago while she was blow drying my kinky head of hair reminded me of how valuable it is to start your sexual pleasure with, well, you. On a chilly Thursday evening in 2017, Ava and Jasmine, her assistant, all but sent me into cardiac arrest when they both admitted to never having seen for themselves the shrine in between their legs. This came up as we spoke about feminine washes and all these crazy products sold to make us believe we aren't clean enough. How is it possible that these two women in their 20s, just like me, had never sat on the bed with a mirror and explored the beauty of their body? The conversation condensed back to shame, the shame we are taught to carry as young girls around our own bodies, the shame that teaches us not to explore ourselves and not to dare ask for pleasure. Ava and Jasmine must have been perplexed at the gusto with which I seemed to prescribe such a dirty suggestion. I mean, how scandalous is it to explore and see your own body? But then again, how is it that we give our bodies to others but never to ourselves? Norms still call for women to abstain from sex until marriage, to make sure we are tight as a virgin, to shield our vaginas and indeed our bodies from showing any signs of childbirth or the weariness of life, lest the men who are visitors think less of us. On Facebook the other day, I read a quote from the Egyptian poet Saba Kodir, who wrote that everyone wants to touch the woman, but they want the woman to remain untouched. A painful yet very real description of how women are driven to be both public Madonnas and private whores. It was this shame that trapped Ava and Jasmine, two beautiful women, and it was this shame that trapped us. Living as a woman can only be likened to a tightrope walk where the stakes are high. You have no cheering squad and where you'll disappoint a lot of people if you fall. Living as a feminist woman is choosing to tip over and fall without caring about who you disappoint, smiling all the way down. Neither Ylang Ylang and Neroli or even my new journey into the world of vibrating butt plugs will heal me or us. But it's a small step in the journey toward reclaiming our bodies and pleasure. So, take a mirror, touch yourself, feel your skin, part your legs and refuse to let anyone who does not who does not work for its pleasure inside. Be unashamed in your sexuality and always tell them when you don't orgasm. Yeah, that was Imungu, Kalevera. Salz, hi. Salz says, everyone wants to touch a woman, yet everyone wants a woman untouched. Right? Sure. That was by what? It's a poet. Sabar Kodir. That's a powerful quote, right? So there is a lot of good essays in here, and that is one of my favorites. And that is from Living Wild Feminist, Our Bodies, Our Truths, Fresh and Fierce South African Voices. And the front part of the book has a shout out by Dr. Tlaleng herself, Dr. Tlof. And she says, parts of this book had me feeling like I was looking into a mirror, nodding at the familiar. Even in the calling out, in the imperfect, I felt seen and loved. So yeah, I love this book. And Quella did an amazing job. And Jen Thorpe did a great job editing these stories. Zindatu says it reminds her of Malibu. Yeah. These are some of the feminist texts. Yeah. So every Tuesday I'll read from feminist texts. Maybe next week I'll read from Reflecting Rogue by Professor Pumla. But yeah. So Tuesdays is nonfiction days, and I'll try to not make it sad. But yes. Salsa says, I have a copy of the book. I just need to get to it. Girl, listen. Me reading these is my way of reading these for the live book readings is my way of actually making sure that I get through the essays. Sorry. But yeah, that was today's reading. And it's 17:38 today, so I read more. I will see you guys tomorrow at 5. What other essay anthologies do you guys have that we can read from? Maybe there's digital stuff that I can read from the computer for you guys. Then just let me know. Today I also wanted to read from something else, but I decided it was too sad. I don't know if you guys have read from Beauty's Gift from Mesindwe Magona. It's also sad, I think. Sal says, encouraged now. Are you encouraged? Oh, awesome. Sal says, is suggesting they called me queer. Okay, that could also be something. I like reading, they called me queer. I'll also note it down. Maybe there is a digital copy that I can purchase. Or if there is it called an excerpt? Excerpt. Yeah. If there is from the publisher, I'll check it out and then I'll read for you guys just so we can get that book. I've seen it before. Yeah, I've seen it. But yeah, I think Tuesdays will be feminist reads, and Mondays will be from New Daughters of Africa. So Mondays will be New Daughters of Africa, Tuesdays will be feminist text, and Wednesdays will be from the Gerald Crack anthologies, and Thursday will just be any new book, and then Fridays will also be just any new book. Ms. Weiner says, I recently bought an anthology on African love stories. Not Mills and Boone, yes. Okay, she'll share the WhatsApp book cover. Okay, great stuff. Actually, I want to run a competition and be crazy. I'm thinking of something. I do have some. If you actually like Mills and Boone, guys, please inbox me. Sintatu says, I loved the themed. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. So Zindatu says she loves the themed days, by the way, and she's looking forward to all of them. Great stuff. So, yes, they will. I did decide when I started reading the Gerald Crack anthology, the 3 volumes, that I will read them only on Wednesdays. So I'll read I normally rotate them. So, yeah, I think I'll do that. Then every week there will be like a set Monday, Wednesday, and something else. That is it, guys. Thank you guys for joining me today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. This live will be saved on IGTV. And if you're not already subscribing, please go subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is Bookamoso Book Club on YouTube. And I have been loading up all the videos immediately. And Simule says Hotel Africa. It's an anthology from Short Story Day Africa, edited by Helen Moffat. Oh, yes. So Helen Moffat is also on Living While Feminist. Let me see. Helen Moffat. Yeah, she is. She does feature on here. I'm not sure. Oh, they. Her story is under change. So remember, it's skin, hair, sex, safety, change, becoming, health, institutions, and heart. So her story is called Crones and Witches, this invisible body. So I will note that down. Hotel Africa. Thank you, Samole. You see, so we do get a lot of short stories and anthologies when we actually do share with one another. I know yesterday for the Afrolit Sans Frontiers virtual festival, there was a free story that was shared. I don't remember what it is called, but I did actually note it down. I only noted down one, but I will probably read from it one day. But yeah, that's the whole point, just to expose us to different texts that we don't normally read from. I would have never ever probably picked up something from these shelves at the store. I would have, there's things that some people have suggested on here, and I've actually went and bought them, and I was like, oh, I would have never picked this up. And I think that is very, very important for us to share. So yeah, if you think that there's something that you've read and you feel like, you know what, you need to read this for the people, let me know. Then we can, get reading and get buying and buy original books, guys. No PDFs. Buy the book. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you what I got at the secondhand bookstore. I got this, The Mothers. I just loved the cover. And I think I got it for, so it was $70. Yeah, I got this, The Mothers. I just loved the cover. Do you guys also do that? I saw the cover and it had just been dropped off. So, yeah. And I bought something else. But yeah. Zintatu's asking, what is the Mothers about? Can I read the back? Because I just bought this book because of this gorgeous cover. I'm going to read the back. Didn't Lorraine buy this as well recently? Maybe she did. I'll check. But she would have probably bought it at Exclusive Books or the actual stores. I also got mine from the secondhand shop in Roodepoort. Yeah, guys, I just bought this book because I saw this cover and it spoke to me. Anybody saw. So I could only see the spine, and it just arrived. And I was like, actually, what is this? And then I saw, Britt Burnett, let me see. And I saw a gorgeous black woman, and I was like, ooh. Miss Weiner says, some people here who shall remain nameless have not helped with my impulsive book buy. Yeah, girl, keep buying. We'll read them next year, man. So Kumbu says, if the book is bad, you should frame it. It's gorgeous, right? Zindatu says, I got 13 second-hand books this past week alone. My wallet is bleeding. Yo! From JHB Pre-Loved Books, right? What is that store called again? It's beautiful, right? They've got a lot of books. Miss Weiner, we see you. Okay, so Zindatu, let me read the back of the book for you so that you know what it's about. And this one has been pretty pre-loved, hey? Yeah. All good secrets have a taste before you tell them. An urgent and provocative debut from an exciting new voice. The Mothers is a book about community and ambition, love and friendship, and living up to expectation in contemporary Black America. It begins with a secret. It is the last season of high school life for Nadia Turner, a rebellious, grief-stricken 17-year-old beauty. Mourning her mother's recent suicide, she has taken up with the local pastor's son, Luke. They are young. It's not serious. But the secret that results from this romance and the subsequent cover-up will have an impact that goes far beyond their youth. As Nadia hides the truth from everyone, including Aubrey, her chaste best friend. The years move quickly. Soon, Nadia, Luke, and Aubrey are full-fledged adults, still shadowed by the choices they made in their youth. Caught in a love triangle they must carefully maneuver, and dogged by the constant nagging question, what if they had chosen differently? The possibilities of the road not taken are a relentless hunt. With wisdom, empathy, and insight, the mothers ask whether what if can be more powerful than experience itself, whether as time passes we must always live in servitude to the decisions of our younger selves and to the communities that have parented us. And so Zindatu says, it's JHB Pre-Loved Books. You recommended it actually. So yes, JHB Pre-Loved Books has like a good couple of books you can check out. And Britt Burnett graduated from Stanford University and earned her MFA in fiction at the University of Michigan, where she won a Hopwood Award in graduate short fiction, as well as the 2014 Hurston Riot Award for college writers. Her work has been featured in The New Yorker, the New York Times Magazine, the Paris Review, and Jezebel. So she is on Twitter as Britt Burnett, and Chigozie Obioma, who is the author of a Man Booker finalist, The Fisherman, said, an engaging and assured debut novel of depth and introspective power. It succeeds as a brilliant study of a modern black woman and as a lyrical and majestic portrait of her place in society. So, and Angela Flournoy, who's the author of The Turner House, said about this book, the two women at the center of this novel are characters you will find yourself thinking about long after you've turned the last page. They pull you in close and never let you go. So yeah, this is a fiction. I will be keeping this. I won't be taking it back to the second-hand bookstore. Britt Burnett has a new book out, The Vanishing Harp. Oh, thank you, Simule. The storyline sounds like a Danielle Steele novel. Makes me laugh because of the jab cheeky natives made in her. What jab was that? Hey, tell me, Zintatu. Okay, tell us. So, this was published in 2016. I would really love to... Oh my gosh, this book. I feel like... We didn't believe when we first heard because you know how church folk can gossip. That's the opening line. No, I don't think it's a Daniel's... But I love the cover. Like, Bonamar. It's gorgeous. Oh, guys, it's enough now. I've read from feminist text. I'm even doing fiction. Let me go. I'm gonna go and continue my co-reading of The 30th Candle by we're reading this. Yes. Based on Chigozie Obioma's review, I will add it to my to be read. Yep. Danielle Steele, I'm not judging though. Oh, Simula and Zintatu, you guys must tell me what you guys think. But this is I think for me that the blurb was actually pretty convincing. Not just the cover. But yeah, if you have just joined in, I'm actually done with today's live. I read from Living While Feminist, Our Bodies, Our Truths, edited by Jen Thorpe. This is Kwela Books title. I own a few copies of hers, by the way. You like Danielle Steele? Okay. Maybe we should give you some Mills and Boone. So this is a new book. It's actually, it was published this year, I think March, just before the lockdown. There is an ebook to purchase, and there is a podcast on NB Publishers podcast platforms where some of the contributors in these actually read out from their essays, so you can check that out. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. This will be on IGTV, and it will be loaded up in the next hour on YouTube. My channel is Bookamoso Book Club. So yes, guys, that was it today. I'm sorry for those who came in late and I didn't pin the title because I read from 3 different parts. But yes, this will be on IGTV. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 for a reading from the Gerald Kruk anthologies. It's Wednesday tomorrow, right? Yes. Today I was wondering what date is it today. Yeah, I'm still not sure. But anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. 5. Ms. Weiner says, I also have a few which I do not publicly display. So the people who are laughing now are talking about Danielle Steele books. Let's just say I left Danielle Steele in my days in Bloemfontein when I was a teenager. I don't even remember what I used to read of Danielle Steele's, but yeah. Go sell them at secondhand bookshops for better titles. Yes, that's what you do. All the books that you don't want, or you could buy books that are Danielle Steele and whatever and read them, and then you actually take them and then you go get yourself books like these, you know? Yeah. As to the other second book that I bought, I know they'll probably sell for 5 rand, and that is credit. Get the credit. Today I took books to the second-hand bookstore here in Roodepoort, in my area, because I didn't go to the Roodepoort one, but I went to the one here in Strubens Valley, and I got 150 credit, and I bought 3 books. I bought a Zadie Smith for a friend, and The Mothers, and something else, which I'm not going to show you guys because y'all are going to troll me. And that was it. Yeah. Okay. There's 5 minutes left. I have to go. But yes, and that was for 3 books. For 3 books I got for 170. So I actually had to only pay them 15 rand cash, and I gave them $10, and I was like, I'll see you guys in a month. I'll pay you guys. Sell them for free. Miss deal, yena. Awa. That's what Salz is saying. Zindatu says, please share your books before taking them to the secondhand store. Okay. I could buy them. Okay. I still need to get to that level of exchanging books. Yeah, no. There are books that, like, even the Zindatu, the ones that I took to the secondhand bookstore today. Nah. But yes, I will. If I know I'm not gonna read a book ever, I will give you. I will umpile. No, I didn't buy Mills and Boone. Mole. I'll show you what I bought yesterday. Today, I'll show you on another live. Not today. I think I know what you got and don't want to share. I might have it too. Zindatu, you must send me a DM. Like, bye guys. Bye. I'll see you guys at 5 tomorrow.